What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, Oxman Garage. My name is Philip. If you haven't visited the channel yet, welcome. Kind of scruffy, I know, more than normal, but long story. Anyways, feels like a Boomba kind of day. What we have here is some boxes. This one is from Boomba, along with the Boomba short throw shifter and the bushings for the shifter mount, and then also have a shift ball from Billetworkz. This first box, though, is something pretty awesome. So Nico saw in my video of the squealing noise of the vacuum leak, and he noticed that I had a first revision of part of the block for the blow-off valve for that. So he actually sent this to me the other day, free of charge, which is super duper awesome. There's also some awesome information as well. Boomba has paired up with me to do a giveaway. So for 3 lucky winners, we're going to be giving away some Boomba merch. Stay tuned later in the video to learn how you can win that. Now back to the install. Alright, so I've taken the tape off so I can open this with one hand, because trying to undo that with one hand was not going to happen. So what we have here is a new style lock off. So instead of having the red, just the thing that goes over it, this one will slide into it. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to get into doing the short through shifter, because this is literally going to take me probably like, what, 30 seconds? So here is the old one, and all we have to do is take this out like so and install the new one. And there we go. It's all done. So this one obviously has the chance to leak out from right here. So between the metal to go into there and this, there's O-rings, and that definitely has a good chance to create a vacuum leak. So that is all good to go. Step 1, completed. Step 2, shifter. Alright, so we don't need this or this anymore, so yeet, out of the way. Oh, that will go into the recycle later. Now let's see if I can open this up one-handed. No. Nope, definitely need 2 hands. So first thing is first, let's open up is got the shifter bushings. So on the shifter plate, these will be the bushings, replace the rubber ones. And now we can get into, this is not so easy with one hand. Hold on. Alright, sorry about that. So we have safety clip, we have a zip tie, we got everything actually that we're probably going to need. I have more zip ties and everything right there if I need it. And then we have the short throw shifter itself. And having technical difficulties, sorry guys. Alright, cool. So now that is out of the box, which looks fantastic. And now it's the moment of truth to see if I did this right. And obviously I know I got the right thread pitch for this, but let's see what the shifter ball looks like with everything. Give me 1 second. This is all yeah, still taped up. Alright, so now we can go ahead and open this up for the first time. And I am loving this. Look at that. That looks fantastic. So me personally, I wasn't a big fan of the Boomba one, and I kind of wanted a red shift knob. I didn't want to go with what they had, so that's why I went with Billetworkz. This is a nice weighted ball as well, so that's going to definitely help with shifting, so that's going to be awesome. Well, let's go get the shifting assemblies and get this put all together. Alright, before we go out and start taking the car apart, let's run through the tools real quick. So I both have a rubber and a metal mallet, a interior pry tool. I have a 3/8 socket just because I'm using that for the 12 and the 10 millimeter. I have a 1/4 inch socket to use with the 3 millimeter. I have a Phillips head, a small and a large flathead, wire snips, and then super glue. Super glue is for my shifter bushings. So now let's get to the car. Now to get the shifter assembly out, you gotta take everything else around it away. So the whole center console has to come out. So it's all in different pieces. So the first things first is, let's see if I can get this off with one hand. I'm not so optimistic. This literally just pull and yank. And yep, hold on. That is definitely a two-hand operation to get this off. So it's only pressure, put on by pressure, but it's on there tight, which thankfully so, because don't need that falling off while shifting. But now that I have this off, I can put that off to the side, and that is no longer needed. And now I have to very carefully get the boot off. So I think I'm gonna go grab. There it is. Very carefully, this piece all comes out. Last corner. Oh, come on. Last corner's being stubborn. So, getting this off. Now, we're going to reuse this. A lot of this has to come off for the reverse. So, this right here is for the reverse. For us to pull on this for the going into reverse. So, a lot of this will have to get removed because out of the shift knob, because Boomba has its own. But yeah, more on that later. Now, the next thing is going to be need to go get a. I forgot my pry tool to get this up, so we can pop this up, and we can put that off to the side. The next thing is going to be right here. That came off pretty easily. That did hurt a little bit. Ow. Now there's a screw right here that has to come out to get this off, and then back here in the armrest as well. If I pull this up, there's 2 bolts right there that got to come off, and then these 2 separate. Don't think there's anything else other than a connector for the buttons right here for the drive mode and for the parking camera, along with the wireless charger. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this off. If there's anything that I missed, I will let you know. But the biggest thing we're going to be getting to is to these screws right here and right there. Then that's for the sides to come off. All right, I got this off. It was actually only this one Phillips head, and then the rest of it was all clips. So you got to start from the back. What I did is I used this pry tool and I got up underneath, and then I slid this back and forth, which released all the back ones, and then the rest of them followed. But that was such a pain in the butt to get off. And then after that, I have to unplug that one right there to get this all the way off. And then these 2 10 millimeter bolts, then this Phillips head and this Phillips head has to come out. Center console is now completely missing. So now just have to take off this screw and this screw, and then there's 1 clip on each side. It is, see if you can see it right there, which is just a Phillips head. Spin it and it just pops on out. And then we can get the shifter assembly out of the car finally. Also forgot, we got to remove this piece right here. So just 2 10 millimeter bolts to be able to get the shifter assembly out. Now, one thing I want to point out, for the passenger side for the center console, for the side piece right here, this one pulls straight back. Now the driver's one pulls out this way, and I was pulling this way, and I guess mine was just a little on the brittle side, and it just literally broke, just sheared right off. So just be careful, guys. And then the back of them sits inside of these, so these just swivel right here, so they slide back out of these. So that's pretty easy itself. But yeah, just be careful with the driver's side, especially. That I was trying to just push it with my hand underneath, and it just completely just clean shear right off. No, it just it just broke. So, get this off right here and onto the shifter assembly. Alright, now that the center console support is gone, I can get to the 12 millimeter bolts right here. But first, let's take off this pin. And we can remove this right here. And then these are spring loaded and can come up right there. And this one's going to do the same, pull this back. Okay, this one's a little harder to do single-handed. Okay, yeah, okay, first off, my bad. Let's get these bolts off. Got this one off, then I can flip this over and then get this one off as well. And hopefully I can say a little cleaner that I just got myself. This has definitely been a trial. Hit my finger, let's see. Can you see the blood? Yeah. This one's definitely getting me good this time. Definitely not going to be able to do the next part on camera because I'm going to need two hands. But I just have to remove that from the shifter and then release that, all without trying to get dirtier. But I continue to get grease on me. But as long as I don't get on me, on the interior, we'll be straight. But yeah, next sequence we're going to see, I'll see you back at the workbench. Now, before I do it, let's have a little pep talk. So what I'm going to do is take the shifter assembly out completely, and then I will work on the bushings to get them out, so then I can put, because these little metal pieces, they got to be pushed out, and then the rubber piece pushed down. And then while we are messing with the shifter, I will super glue the bottoms to the bottom of this for the install. First step to getting the shifter out is going to be cutting this piece off with the Dremel tool, and then knocking this pin out, which will get this piece off of the assembly. So then I can work on getting it all out of the top. So you can see that I have cut it right here, and now I'm working it up. I ended up getting a piece of it off just with wire snips, and I'm just going to work this the rest of the way up to release it from the shifter assembly, like so. It's really hard to do this one-handed. But what I'm also trying to just say is, just be careful. This is all plastic, and just go slow with it. And at the end of the day, it was just holding on by a little hair, and I used the flathead screwdriver to pop it, and I used this to cut the rest of it off. But I'm just going to work the rest of the way this up, and then I can drive that pin down. Hi, towhead. Alright, so I've pushed this out enough to be able to gain access to the shifter. Now, I can't really do this with one hand, but I'm just going to show you really easy right here. There's going to be 4 tabs. There's one right here, 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 and here. And I just need to pop these tabs to get this collar and the whole shifter out of this. And then we'll be putting it all back together. Alright, so yeah, this actually just slid out the rest of the way. It was really loose in there, so we are good to go. Awesome. Before I take the whole shifter assembly out of the bracket, what I'm going to do is get this piece off, because this is something I need to reuse onto the Boomba one, but I don't have a vise to hold this in, so I'm going to get a wrench and tap gently on this to get this off before I take the shifter out of the assembly. Alright, shifter's out of the assembly. So those little tabs actually click into, you see these little voids in the housing, so there's 4 tabs. They are a pain in the neck to get out, but I only managed to mangle one of them. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then, yeah, the one that I almost nearly destroyed getting out. But did get this out with 3 of them completely intact. So now let's move on to getting these bushings out. So what I'm going to do is get the bushings, probably the metal piece, push it out through it. I believe it's the easiest way, and then these will just fall out pretty easily afterwards. Alright, bushings are out, and the new bushings are right here. So, just so you know, and it's pretty self-explanatory, but the one that says Boomba is the top. So we need all the bottoms. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now what we're going to do is take our super glue gel, which is awesome. I love using the gel. It's much easier. It dries to tacky quicker. But just going to put a couple drops all the way around all of these and attach it to the bottom of this. And then we'll get back to that. And just so you can see, you do not need a lot of it. Just a couple of dabs. I just did dabs all the way around so it doesn't ooze out of everywhere, but I'll get contact all the way around the bushing. Alright, on to the last one. One other thing I do recommend is, so we have the super glue on here, and it is to place it on here and then twist, so you get good adhesion. So I have all 4 on there, so I'm going to leave those alone. Now back over here to get this back together. So first things first we're going to do is get the reverse lockout and get that off of this completely, and then get this off of this and on to this one. Now, before we slide this all the way up onto here, this needs to get greased up really well. So I've started. I'm going to grab my white lithium grease and spray a little bit more, and then get this back on, and then reverse lockout can go back on as well, and then we can start getting it back into the assembly. And these, it's only been 5 minutes, are already nice and snug. So by the time I'm ready for this, I won't have to worry about these falling out. So while we wait for those bushings to dry the rest of the way, let's get this situated. Now, I think I'm gonna have to take that back off if I'm not mistaken, so oops, because I need to get this back on there, but that's my bad. But while we're waiting, we can definitely disassemble this and get this all put together so it all goes back. It looks like quote-unquote stock. Shifter assembly is back in the car, and this is crazy short. That's awesome. So now I have the Boomba short throw shifter in the car, in the cabin, and I have the transmission adapter underneath the hood. But I can already see a huge difference with the short throw shifter. Maybe I will, I don't know, it's so much work to get to it. Maybe I'll take the transmission adapter out. I know I said I was going to, but man, to get all that out, take the battery out to get to it, maybe we'll see the difference. I'll see how I like the short throw shifter first, and then I will, if I'm not liking it, or if I want to see what the difference is, then I'll take it off and do that. But God, that's so much work. Alright, so let me get the center console back in with, that's what I need to do next, and then I can put the boot back on and get the shifter ball in. So give me, well, you guys are gonna see it. I'm just gonna say give me a few minutes, but you know, you guys are gonna see it in 3, 2. What's going on, guys? It's been a few weeks since I last recorded all of that, but I'm back. I ended up going on vacation, so I had a little run-in with installing the Boomba short throw shifter. I had run out of time, so here we are, revisiting it. So it works now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and reverse. Works great. Love that short throw. So the run-in I had with it is the short throw shifter and the transmission adapter under the hood of the car were not working with each other. I literally tried for 3 hours to get the two to work, readjusting the lines on it, and I just couldn't get it to work. I'm not saying it can't work. I'm saying it probably can, but this is my daily driver, and I spent way too much time. So I ended up taking everything out of the engine bay and just removing it, putting it back together, and it works great. And I honestly like the feel of the short throw shifter by itself better than I did with the transmission adapter. It's all personal preference, but there is a big difference of where the shifter is situated. On top of the difference of situation inside of this area, I am able to put a weighted shift ball on for 2 things. 1, I do like the the weight here, and 2, I just enjoy having a screw-on shift knob versus a a pop. Now, granted, the stock ones are in so tight, so honestly, I don't see them popping off. But like even like the SRT4s were the exact same way, and I tell you what, I've had a couple of them fall off in my hand, and like they're like the SRT4 shift balls are pressure fit tighter than the Elantra ones, so it's only a matter of time before that thing pops off. So I'm much happier having a threaded on shift ball.
I just want to take a moment to just give a big shout out to Boomba Racing and Nico for their awesome customer service and help. Him and I have emailed back and forth with a bunch of problems that I've had. Granted, it's been mostly my fault, but you know, I'm just a weekend warrior. I enjoy working on my car. I enjoy vlogging about it, sharing with you guys and everything, but yeah, he's been a big help. You know what also he's been a big help is, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, we're going to do a giveaway with Boomba Racing. That's right. So all you got to do is be subscribed to my channel. Be subscribed to Boomba Racing's channel. Link down in the description below. Hop on over to Instagram. Go find this post right here. You be following me on Instagram. Follow Boomba Racing on Instagram. And on this post, go tag 2 of your friends to be entered in this giveaway. I'm going to let this giveaway go for 2 full weeks, and it's going to be 3 winners. So just, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the notification button. Well, you gotta subscribe to the channel if you want to be entered in giveaway. Who doesn't want free Boomba merch? Alright guys, until next time, peace.